welcome back to another episode of Vacancy at Vanilla's with me, your host, Vanilla. How are you? How are you doing, Queen, King, Royalty? That's the non-binary version. Royalty, how are you? Yeah, just checking in, just making sure everyone's good. It's 10:30 in the morning on Wednesday. Yes, I'm recording the day of. Yes. You already know. I mean, you know what to expect at this point, that the episodes get uploaded late. Everyone goes, where's the episode? What episode is this? 48? Come on. We know at this point that I'm a little late in the day with the episodes, but that's okay. I do really like to record off the wake up because I feel like my brain is fresh and there's a lot of, ruminating thoughts that I can just kind of spitfire into this microphone. And that's a lot of fun. That is a lot of fun. Sometimes I feel like when I record in the afternoon or evening, like when I've already done stuff, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. I feel like I don't even know who I am. So in the morning, I'm kind of one of those people. I wake up, like we've talked about this before. I wake up like eyes wide open. My brain turns on immediately. I never understood how sometimes people wake up and they genuinely don't know where they are for a few minutes. And they're like, sorry, I'm going to turn my mic up a little bit. They don't know where they are for a few minutes. And they're really, you'll ask them a question and they'll answer and it doesn't even make any sense. And then later in the day, they'll be like, I don't even remember that. That is so jarring to me. That is such a strange concept to me, to think that people don't wake up and immediately all of their fibers of their being are not spitfiring, you know what I mean? Not that I'm panicking when I wake. Well, sometimes, but it's just I'm up. The second I wake up, bitch, I'm up. Everything about I could go fucking take a test. My brain is awake. So kind of crazy to think that some people need a few minutes. And some people are like, don't talk to me until I have my coffee. That kind of shit. Ugh, God. Remember when you used to say shit like that? So millennial. Oh my God. And I was listening to Hamza's podcast the other day, his the Patreon version of Out of Character, and he was talking about how millennials say bean juice. And he was like, I just like that. It's just kind of a fun, quirky thing. I'm not even mad at that. And it's just, as soon as he said it, I kind of something inside of me just kind of tensed up. I was like, ugh, God, it's just stuff like that. It's better times, but also I don't wish to ever see them again. How certain trends and styles come back. I will say that anything that I wore from 2009 to 2015 should never be replicated. Let it burn, okay? That's what I say to that. So I'm just hoping that anything that was trendy in that time period, please don't let it come back. Please, I'm begging you. I am begging you. And already some of this stuff, I mean, this was a little bit before then, but low-rise jeans, and I'm not mad at that. Can I pull it off? Absolutely the fuck not. Do I wish more than anything on this planet that I could just leave my fucking house wearing low-rise jeans and a baggy shirt and look so fucking CUNTY and gorgeous and amazing and androgynous and I'm putting no effort in, but I also am just the most stunning person you've ever seen? Yes. Do I wish that could be me? Yes. Is it? No. If I put on low-rise baggy jeans and a big t-shirt, you would be like, oh my God, Slim Shady. Holy shit, I did not realize that he's back. That's what I would look like. And it's sad. Even if I put a wig on, then you would be like, oh my God, Big Ange. I'm sorry. Rest in peace to the fucking legend. Don't ever play about Big Ange, please. Rest in peace to the literal fucking legend and icon, Big Ange. I also feel like I'm perpetually stuffy lately. I've just been stuffy and congested for months on end at this point. I hung out with Dylan the other day and he was like, you're still sick? Just from me talking. I was like, no. He was like, oh, you sound it. I was like, what the hell? What the freak, man? But yeah, I've been doing, I think I was talking about last episode how I was feeling very uninspired and not uninspired, but just feeling I haven't been doing enough or interacting with enough human beings and being out of the house. And I was just kind of going a little stir crazy after being sick and not really doing something, or anything, not even just one thing, but anything in general. This weekend I went on a little bit of a world tour. And by world tour, I mean I like left the house more than 3 times. So I had a very fun weekend. Actually, I'm gonna recap you guys on it. Thursday, Dylan and I went to get Indian food at this Indian spot that we go to near his crib. And it was delicious and amazing. Got to gossip, hang out with Dylan. And then we went back to his apartment has like a really sick like pool, hangout, grill, like fire pit area. Way cooler than mine, which kind of pisses me off because why are we paying like the same amount of rent and your fire pit has a TV and you have 2 fire pits and it's so much nicer than mine and the pool is like an infinity pool and mine is not. Like, why is that? That's not fair. That's not fair. So that shit just kind of pisses me off because why are we paying the same amount and yours looks way better than my apartment? That irritates me. He does also live deeper out like in the OC. So I feel like it depends on where you are in OC, but some of the apartments are cheaper over there. So I'm like, man, that's not fucking fair. It's literally not fair. But I don't want to be that far away from LA, I guess, because the traffic and shit sucks. But yes, I went to Dylan's. I drove fucking over an hour because it was during traffic the time that I left to go eat Indian food and hang out with him. And then Friday night, I went out on the town, okay? Can you believe it? It's been a very long time since I've just been like out and about at like a little club bar situation. So I got invited. Actually, it was funny because I hit up one of my homies, it was like Fortnite, and he was like, I'm out right now, come out. Like, I was like, okay. That's actually kind of crazy that I'm literally texting you to play Fortnite and then somehow I end up out because I asked you to play Fortnite. You know what? It's the power of gaming, baby. So I'm like, yeah, I know, fuck it. I can go out. I can use a little outside time. So I went out, and I went to this bar that I don't know if it's every Friday, but they do this like event at this bar. And when I tell you, the sexy people were out. I was like, holy shit. All of the sexy alternative people in LA were at this function. I was like, oh, okay, I see what y'all are doing here. So you guys tried to hide this from me all this time. Right. Okay, I'm going to remember that. So it was like everyone, there were some killers. There was definitely some killers. Somebody came up to me at one point. This guy came up to me at one point and he literally pointed at me and was like, and I literally went, and then he came up to me, hugged me, and he was like, oh man, we're just about to head out, but I'm going to catch you later. I was like, okay. I was like, who the fuck did he think I was? I did not know that man. And it was not on some shit where like, oh, I've seen, because I was at CVS the other day and some girl, like, I walked by her and then I could feel her kind of like do a double take. And she was like, oh, I've seen you on TikTok. And I was like, oh yeah. And she hugged me. And I felt really bad because I had just left the gym and I probably was like really stinky and sweaty, but she hugged me. So it wasn't something like that where somebody like saw one of my stupid videos and like recognized my face. It was, he completely thought that I was like somebody else. And I was like, oh, okay. So like, I just went with it. I was like, okay. I don't know who that man is. So if you were that man, I'm sorry. I didn't want to like seem rude or anything. I just didn't even know who you thought I was, what you were talking. But then they left. It was like him and a group of people, but they were like all walking out. And he specifically was like, oh man, we're just about to head out. Like, nice seeing you. Okay, love you, bye. And then there was this other guy that kept coming up to me that was like fucking annoying. And the first thing that he did, I had on these like little Bayonetta glasses, just for funsies. And the first thing that he did when he came up to me was he went doo doo doo, and he tapped on like the glass part of the glasses. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Who are you? Back the fuck up. Like, what are you doing? I don't know you. And then I don't even know. He said something. And I couldn't even tell you the whole conversation. It was like in one ear, out the other. It was like one of those things where I was like trying to find my friends at one point and he just kept fucking saying stupid shit in my ear. And I don't know. And then this is what he said to me. He was like, where are you from? I was like, Connecticut. And he was like, oh, so you're like a white lady from Connecticut? I was like, well, let's have a look here. I mean, yes. Yeah, I guess so. And then he was like, well, what are you? He's like, well, you're here now. So what does that make you every other day? And I was like, what are you fucking saying to me? And I literally was like, well, every day I wake up and I'm still white, so I don't know what you want. And he thought that was hilarious. And I was like, I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, what do you want me to say? I was like, what do you want me to say? And he was like, man, you're funny. You're funny. And then he was like, I'm not in LA a lot. I don't come to LA a lot. So why don't you do this? Why don't you give me your number? Whoa, what the fuck? I don't even know. You could. I'm literally actively trying to get out of this conversation. I'm like walking away as you're telling me this. No, absolutely not. You came up to me and you knocked down my glasses. Why would I ever give you my fucking number, weirdo? But other than that, there was a lot of very. Oop, I always forget to do that. Sorry, I always forget to turn off the volume on my laptop. Other than that, there was a lot of gorgeous, amazing people there. The girls were sexy. The guys were sexy. Everyone was sexy. And I'm going to go back. I am definitely going to go back to that event. And I'm not telling you I'm gatekeeping it. I'm gatekeeping it. Also, I don't want y'all to see me acting up. Like, that's embarrassing. I was standing on the table at one point. I was like, eh. And that's the thing. I go out. When I go out, obviously, you know, I'm sober. I don't drink. I don't smoke, whatever. I go out. I go like this. I stand on the table for 2 hours max, and then I go home. And I'm like, yo, last night was a movie. That was that's literally me every time I go out. Like that's the perfect night for me. That's the perfect night for me. I go out. I leave my house. Leave at around 11:30. You know what I mean? Because people are like just starting to get to the function. I leave at like 11:30. I show up midnight. I stand on a table for like 2 hours. The club's closing. Okay, it's 1:45. They're kicking everyone out. Everyone's like, let's go to the afters. Let's go to the afters. I'm like, nah, I'm going to catch you though. I'm going to catch you on the flip side. And then I go home and then I take a shower and then I lay in bed and I'm literally like, yo, tonight was a movie. It's just everything about that is, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. I get to go out. I get to hear, because then, and they play all the good songs around that time too. You know what I mean? Like, you know how they like rotate DJs throughout the night? They have like the little opener. You know, they put the good DJ on at around midnight. They play all the good songs. And then I get to sing along, stand on a table, and go home. And it's so amazing. And I'm not up until 6 a.m. throwing up and shitting my pants because I drank too much or like stayed up all night. No, I get to wake up in the morning refreshed. And I just love that. So that's what I like to do when I go out. And every time, and that's the thing, Rachel is the opposite. I love her to death, but Rachel is like, she wants to go out. She wants to go out. She wants to party until the sun rises. She wants to end up at fucking Wiz Khalifa's mansion at 7 a.m. Not literally Wiz Khalifa, but literally that's how she is. She'll go out for one drink and then I call her the next day and she's like, yeah, I was at Drake's house. No, not literally. She's not actually been to Drake's house. But it always is on some shit like that. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, huh? Or she's like, yeah, I got arrested. Like, what? Bitch, you went out for one margarita. You went to dinner at Javier's. Why are you like, that's how Rachel is. She always gets herself into some shit and she's out all fucking night doing God knows what, ends up with God knows who. And whenever I want to go out with her and I invite her out, she's like, yeah, but, and she jokes, she's like, yeah, but if I'm going out, I'm not going out for 1 hour. I was like, bitch, come on. That's the perfect amount of time. It's perfect. So yeah, that's how Rachel is. So that's why me and her don't really like go out together a lot because we're not on the same like plane of consciousness when it comes to how we like to go out and how we like to party. But when we do, it is fun. It is fun. And I do need to drag her to an event with me because last time I did, it was a lot of fun. And, you know, she had a drink or two and we kept it cute. We kept it really cute. So yeah. Also, speaking of me and Rachel, you may be seeing, Vanilla, what is that on your neck? Is that something that you did you just get a neck tattoo? Yes, I got a neck tattoo. Does the neck tattoo look good? Next question. Next question. Okay, no hate to the artist. She's done other tattoos of mine. Obviously, I'm not going to be like fucking tell y'all who it was, whatever. And she told me that she was going to send me the money back for it today because I asked for it back because I was like, hey, this tattoo is really not good. I'm sorry, but can you send me the money back? Because I need to get it lasered off now. Yeah, so, and I thought it was fixable, but then a few of my other tattoo artist friends were like, man, if I were you, I would just laser it off and start again because some of the lines are just Not looking good. Woo! So now I have to wait 6 weeks, get it lasered off. I'm not worried. Everyone's like, it's gonna hurt so bad. It's gonna hurt so bad. Please, whatever, dude. I don't know what the fuck. What do you want me to do? Okay, I can't sit here and worry about the future. Okay, it's gonna fucking hurt. It's gonna fucking hurt. Whatever. The IUD insertion was the worst fucking pain in my life, so it cannot be worse than that. And the tattoo itself, on a pain scale, was literally a 4 out of 10. It was not bad at all. I also think I have like a higher pain threshold. But the tattoo itself, literally 4 out of 10, like not bad whatsoever. Not at all. So, I don't know. I don't know if I just have like a. I mean, don't get me wrong, because there's some tattoos that I was like damn near ready to pass out. Like some tattoos, I'm like, oh my god, that shit fucking hurt. I also feel like back when I got tattoos when I was like 18, because I feel like the last time that a tattoo like really fucking hurt me was like when I was younger, and I also feel like I just went to like male artists that were like super heavy handed, like back in like fucking Connecticut. At like shops where, you know, like traditional normal tattoo shops where you walk in, everyone, it looks scary. They almost like don't want to serve you, like, not serve, because they're not like, it's not like fucking a restaurant, but you know what I mean, like that kind of like macho, like I hate that. And I kind of love that as a tattoo community, especially like out in LA, like there's so many cute like girly shops that are like super welcoming, and not even girly, but just like chill. Like everyone who works there is like young and sexy and cool, and no one has this weird like thing with tattoos where they're like gatekeeping tattoos and all this shit. Like, I don't know. But I feel like as a tattoo artist, you know what you're capable and what you're not capable of. And I don't know, maybe she was feeling confident that day, but but I just don't think that the tattoo ended up looking good. And when I asked for the money back, she was like, yeah, I'm sorry you don't like it. Yeah, I could send it back to you tomorrow. So hopefully she sends me the money today. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, you could tell like she didn't even try to be like, oh really, like you don't like it, you know, kind of a thing. Like if she had maybe thought that it was like a really good tattoo. So I think that she knew that like, ugh, that don't look too good. So it's okay. But the reason why I said because of me and Rachel, because Rachel was also I don't mean to she told me I could spill her tea. She was dating a guy for 3 months. And Rachel does not have one tattoo, okay? Rachel has not a singular tattoo on her body. This bitch got his name tatted on her neck. Moment of silence. She got his name tatted on her neck. I will say, the tattoo itself, very dainty, very small, very cute. Way smaller than mine. Mine is very big. The good thing about it is very thin. So I think it'll laser off easily. And I also have to wait for it to heal, so I have to wait like 6 weeks. Love that. It heals after like 2 weeks, but they say if you want to get it lasered, you should wait like 6 weeks after you actually get it to laser it off. So I'm gonna have this on my neck for the next 6 weeks. So please don't look too closely at it. Rachel, the tattoo that she got, it's very dainty, very cute, and tiny. And the script is very like, you know, it's like you if you're from far away, you just see a cute little like script word on her neck. You can't even really see what it says. It's not his government name. It's like a word that like he goes by. And if you didn't know her or know, like the word is like it's like a cute word. It like makes sense. You know what I mean? It's like whatever. But now there's like bad memories attached to it. So she's like, yeah, I need it gone. So me and Rachel are both going to go together to get our neck tattoos lasered off. And we're going to vlog it. And I'm going to post it on TikTok. And everyone's probably going to be like, you bitches are so fucking stupid. What's wrong with you bitches? But it's going to be fun. You know, we're just two girls. We're just living life for the first time. Okay. This is all of our first times here. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Damn. Like, let me live. I don't know. Maybe while I'm there, I'll get some other shit lasered off too. I'll be like, hey, fuck it. While you're here, do 2 for the price of 1. Come on. Maybe another tattoo that I'm not super fond of anymore. I had this snake on my finger can go. These chakras on my arm could go. This I'm scared of, because that I'm like, man, I don't know if I'd ever have because that's 1 is big. 2, this fucking hurt. I remember this hurting bad. There's a lot of things that I'm like, I don't know if I'll ever have the balls to laser it off. That's what it comes down to. For some reason, I don't know why I'm not nervous about the neck one. I think it's just because it's like very thin and the tattoo itself didn't hurt that bad. And I know the laser is gonna hurt more, but I don't think it's gonna be like the most unbearable thing ever. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll have the worst experience ever. So I guess only time will tell. We'll find out in about 6 weeks from now. Also, very exciting news. The merch is done. Woohoo! It's finished. It's finito. It is finished being made. That means it's being shipped. And I'm going to be shipping it out tonight. Very exciting. If you're watching this on Wednesday, that means I'm shipping it tonight. Most of it. Majority of it. And by shipping, I mean I'm packing it. I'm going to pack it and it'll probably get shipped out maybe tomorrow or the next day. But I'm going to be live streaming on Twitch, packing the orders at Dylan's warehouse. And it's also so fucking hot again. What the hell? I thought we were done with that. I thought the heat wave was done. No, it's 90 something degrees every fucking day now for some reason again. The fucking warehouse doesn't have air conditioning. So that's great. So I'm going to be in that bitch sweating, packing your orders on Twitch tonight. That's why I'm purposely going to the warehouse at like 8 o'clock. Because I'm like, man, I'm not doing this shit, man. I'm not doing this shit, man. It's too hot. So I'm going to wait till it like cools down a little bit. And then we're going to be packing and shipping things on live on Twitch. And it'll be fun. It'll be a good, fun time. It'll be amazing. Also, I went to dinner. I went to dinner this weekend. And then after, I went to go watch Baddies. I went to my friend's. He does the Baddies Sunday thing. And, well, okay. First and foremost, and I feel like we've talked about this before too, but Baddies in itself is crazy. And it's entertaining. Yes. Do I feel like I'm losing brain cells watching it? Also, yes. But nothing is more sinister and scary and leaves like a negative like pit in my stomach than the auditions, the Baddies auditions. Oh my God. There was, I guess, a new episode of the Baddies auditions for, I think, Baddies Midwest or something. So they're kind of just traveling around the Midwest, holding these auditions. It's like Natalie Nunn and like 4 of the other baddies. And if you don't know anything about Baddies, because I still don't really know the whole lore, I've only seen maybe 4 episodes from the times that I've gone to my friend's Baddies Sunday. And I've seen now 2 episodes of the auditions, which fucking floored me. Actually fucking floored me. Dude, you would think Natalie Nunn is like the president, the way that these people treat her. And I told you about when I went to Sexy Red. I went to see Sexy Red, and she was literally in the section right in front of me in the VIP. And people were literally taking their titties out for her, showing her their titties. They were like swarming her on the way out. And this is before I had ever seen an episode of Baddies in my life. I was like, what the fuck? Oh my God, you would have thought it was fucking Kanye West up in there. Like the way that they were swarming her, I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And I'm sure there was a whole group of them. So I'm sure it was like all the other girls from Baddies, but I didn't know who really half of them were at that time. But it was just insane. I was like, whoa, people really, really are obsessed with her and this show. Like, this is crazy. She, like, they're eating her up. And I don't know, like, I've never seen, like, the OG seasons of Baddies. All I know is that, like, now Natalie is kind of, like, the ringleader. And I know she's, like, the executive producer of it, too. But she's, like, literally the ringleader. Like, she calls the shots. I don't even think she really, like, fights with any of the girls. Like, she just, like, does everything. She's just the ringleader. So, at the auditions, you know, these girls are lining up at 4 in the fucking morning to sit in a line of thousands of girls that are going to go on this stage. They go up like 5 at a time, and they're in front of the judges of like the 4 or 5 baddies. And they're just like, okay, why are you a baddie? And the girls are they're all screaming over each other. All 5 of the girls are like yelling over each other. And then one of them will, I'm not even joking, one of them will literally just start like socking out the girl next to her. Wigs are flying. People are bleeding, just to like impress them, like just to be like, oh, I could fight, I'm really with the shit, like whatever. And then they'll like give them their little tickets to go on to the next round or whatever. Natalie, I swear to God, Natalie will be like, make out with the person to the right of you. They start making out with each other. Anything she says goes. It's really crazy to see people act like that, you know, as human beings. It's really just a little scary. And clout is a fucking disease. Clout is a drug. And I understand. The show is definitely life-changing. You know, you get on the show, you become one of the girls that's like like one of the known baddies or whatever, not like a background person, this shit'll change your life. Yes, you now have, social media clout, you're getting money, brand partnerships, whatever. Yes. But are you also getting knuckle sandwiches for breakfast? Yes. Like these, like you have to fight every day. Literally, you wake up every day, you're fighting with someone. Like, oh my God, I could not do that. So yeah, we were watching the new episode of the auditions, and I just cannot fucking believe that people act like this to be on a TV show. It is so mind-blowing to me. Very scary, very, very, but it's so entertaining. You can't look away. And that's the thing. And hey, I'm the consumer, so I can't even talk shit because I'm over here consuming this media. I'm putting money in Natalie Nunn's pockets. Natalie Nunn, post on me, baby. Ass fat, slim waist, no belly, or no tummy. What did she say? No tummy. I kind of love it. Like, honestly, the whole thing is just like, what have we become as a society, man? It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But anyway, after you watch Baddies, we watched this A24 movie. And there's a lot of A24 movies out there. Is it A24 or A24? I always say A24, but I've seen people say A24. So I don't know. I say A24, man. I don't know. I'm not that tapped in, I guess. So we're watching this A24 movie. One of their friends was like, oh, I heard this movie's good. We should watch this movie. And then one of the other friends chimes in and was like, oh yeah, it's good. I've seen it. It's good. And so we watched the trailer, and collectively, a few of us are like, man, this shit look ass. Like, collectively, we didn't want to, like, be, like, raining on the parade. We were like, this shit looks kind of ass. So the movie is called Climax, okay? If you have seen it already, you it doesn't even need an explanation. But basically, in the trailer, all you really see, and the description of the movie, all you really see from the trailer is a bunch of dancers. And I think that they were French speaking. A bunch of dancers being interviewed like on a little TV or a tape about what dancing means to them and how much they love to dance and whatever. And they're all speaking in French. And then there's some cut scenes of them like at a party, and they're like very much on drugs, and it just kind of looks like a crazy like cuckoo time. And it's directed by this guy, Gastov or something like that. Hold on, I'm going to Google that because I need to fact check that. Let me see. Climax. And he's directed other movies. I don't know if all the movies that he's directed have been A24 movies. His name is... Man, who made this movie? Director Gaspar. Gaspar Noé. I said Gastov. Is that what I said? Okay, Gaspar Noé, right? So he's made other movies that are like apparently equally fucked up and weird. Okay, he's made Enter the Void. He's made Irreversible, Climax, Vortex, I Stand Alone. Okay, so I don't know like any of these other ones, right? But apparently there's another one that he made, and it's way worse than this one as far as like what the fuck factor. But when I tell you the movie essentially, and don't go watch it because it's actually a waste of your time, and it's just one of those things where it's one of those movies that is so fucking ridiculous that people who think that they're like tapped in and like so like, whoa, like that was a masterpiece. You know what I mean? It's like some shit where like someone will look at a blank fucking canvas that's up in a museum and they're like, no, it's so much deeper. You're not understanding it. Like you don't get it the way I do. Like it's one of those fucking movies where people try to act like they are so much more tapped in and understand what the movie is deeper. Man, fuck you. That shit sucked, bro. It was a 2-hour long panic attack. That's what the fucking movie was. And I literally, from the trailer, I was like, this looks really anxiety inducing. From someone with anxiety. I'm like, hey, if anyone's gonna be the judge of this, it's me. I was like, this looks really anxiety inducing. Is it like anxiety inducing? They were like, oh no. Dude, the movie was just a 2-hour long panic attack. Like everyone in the movie is just having a fucking drug-induced panic attack for 2 hours straight. The one thing that I will say that is cool and you could appreciate about the movie is that there are these scenes that are just that go on for literally, I'm not even joking, 20 minutes straight, and it's just one continuous scene, no cuts, no nothing. So it's like everything has to be on point, the camera, the background, like, you know, it's just like they'll follow one person and then they'll follow another person. So it's like, to think of having to film that was probably a fucking nightmare. Like, if anything was gone, cut, they got to redo the whole thing. So I will say there was some cool shots as far as like a cinematography aspect goes, whatever. A lot of like very long continuous shots. But with those very long continuous shots, it's like 20 minutes straight of people screaming their heads off, dancing. Because basically what happens is they're at this party, they're all these dancers, they're in Paris, they all live in this, it literally is like a gymnasium, but then there's also like dorms that are attached to it, and they're all like living there. But I don't know, it was so weird. And there's this one lady, and she has a kid, and the kid's maybe like, I don't know, 5 years old, and there's a big fucking punch bowl, and everyone starts like, you know, drinking punch out of the punch bowl, and apparently the punch was drugged, like someone put a bunch of acid or LSD or something in the punch bowl, but like way more than like anyone should be taking. So they're all tweaking. People are like dying, and it's horrible. It's really, it's people, a girl got set on fire, like, and then like 2 seconds later, people are making out, and it was just fucking weird. And that's the whole movie. And then the end of the movie, the cops come, and I'm literally spoiling it because I don't give a fuck, because don't even go watch it. The cops come, and they literally just looking around, and there's just like people fucking like dead on the floor, and not everyone's dead, but there are definitely some dead people. And some people are just like, you know, high as balls. And then you actually find out at the end who was the one who poisoned the punch. And they're not even like no one is actually like a main character in the movie. Like, that's the thing. You don't learn anything about these characters. You don't know their backstory. So there's no main character. There's not even like a few characters that are like more known than the other. Like, so then it's just this one girl that they show her like 5 times. They don't even really be showing her. And then you find out she's the one that was drugging everyone, because there's like a scene where everyone, like after the end of the party, like she's still chilling. She has like headphones on. She's listening to music. And then she like opens up her book bag, and she has a book that's like about LSD. It's like some like, I don't know, some book that she's been studying. And then she like puts LSD drops in her eyeballs or something. I'm like, what the fuck? And then it's supposed to be like, oh my god, she was the one who did it. But it's like, who gives a fuck who's the one who did it? They all were tweaking the fuck out for 2 hours. This is horrible. Oh my god. So yeah. So, and then when the movie was over, a few of us were like, kind of looking around like some of us were like, man, this shit sucked. And then some of us were like, whoa, that shit was so good. I'm like, bro, that movie was ass, dude. I don't care. You cannot make me think that like like on a different fucking wavelength to think that movie was good, dude. That shit was ass. So if you've seen that movie, please actually give me your genuine review in the comments. I need to know what you people actually think about this, because I really don't. I don't think highly of it at all. And you know what? Let me actually see the ratings. Let me see what other people like. I didn't even like look up the ratings to this. Like, what is this shit got on IMDb? You know, let's see. Okay. 69% on Rotten Tomatoes, 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb, and 3.8 out of 5 on Letterboxd. What is wrong with you people? Can I see these reviews on Rotten Tomatoes? Can I see what people are saying? Shock value. Okay. Sterilized hysteria is an absolute scream. Walking nightmare. Sweaty, scary, paranoid hysteria. Love the dancer concept. Hey, yeah, that's literally what it is. Okay. This one got a bad rating. 1.5 out of 5 stars. Let's read this one. It feels like what would happen if Larry Clark moved to France and watched too much Godard. I'm pretty convinced that no one involved in this film has ever done LSD. Lots of hot people acting ratchet and moaning for duration of film. I would like to meet the director so I could put on a tube top, writhe around, and scream in his face. Oh my god. How to make an artsy movie? I know. Let's talk for half of the movie, scream and act stupid for the second half, then flip the camera upside down for the last 20 minutes. Oh, and don't forget to kick a pregnant girl in the stomach. Voila. Oh, yeah, that's a scene that happens. Yeah, they kick a pregnant girl in the stomach. Like, it's just. Okay, see, then this one. Incredible movie and acting. Need more movies like this. 5 stars, okay? This one's in Spanish. I don't know what this says. Un mal viaje de Akiro y nada más. Hey, someone translate that. They gave it a 0.5 star rating, so obviously that means that it's not good. Y nada más. Nada? No. Mas. No more? I don't know. Yeah, so literally some people are saying it's so good, it's so amazing. And then some people, it's literally like, terrific horror movie for people who know what horror really is. See, that's literally, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, y'all are so sick and fucking twisted. Y'all are so sick and twisted. Like, it's not even that it's scary. It's literally not fucking scary. It's just stupid. Like, I would understand if it was like, oh, really thrilling, like, oh my God. No, it's just like everyone's screaming on fucking LSD and fucking and dancing and crying. And then they kick a pregnant girl and then, like, it's not, it's weird. It's weird. Like, oh my God, y'all piss me off. So yeah. It's just funny. I'm getting like some of the reviews are like really good, and then some are just like, this is the worst fucking thing ever. So it's literally, it's both. It's either you absolutely love it or you hate it and you think it's like the dumbest thing ever. Anyway, enough about that. I'm sorry. I ranted on about that for way too long. For way too long. Chai got her teeth out. Well, not all of her teeth pulled. Chai got 2 teeth pulled a week ago today. And her mouth is like kind of swollen. Like her bottom like lip and gum, like this part right here, like her cat lip is a little swollen, and then it's kind of like making it hard for her to eat. So now I have to go back to the vet, get her more like cat Advil essentially. It's like anti-inflammatory medicine. And the poor thing, she's over here. She's sleeping on her little cat wall shelf that I have. Hi, Chai. I'm looking at her right now. My poor girl. I feel bad. But the guy, I don't know. And I'm like a paranoid mom. So I called the vet. I'm like, is anything bad? Is she okay? They were like, no, we gave her an antibiotic shot that like lasts over a period of time. So it's definitely not that. I'm like, but how would you be sure? No, but she's not bleeding or like nothing wrong. Like her mouth doesn't look like it's messed up. Her face is like a little puffy. So pray for Chai. Everyone pray for Chai. Please. I don't know how long I've been recording for. Let me stand up because there's a few calls that I want to take, so I want to see. Please hold. Okay, 40 minutes. 40 minutes on the dot. So let's. Actually, it's probably a little bit less than 40 minutes because I messed up and I had to start re-recording. Let's take a few calls for the day. Sorry, I yawned. Let's take a few calls for the day. Hold on. I have a few juicy ones. So let me get my phone. Please hold. All right. I love my new phone. It's so much fun. It's always cold, though, because it's like made of metal. All right, Vanilla's Villa, how can I help you?
Hey, Vanilla. I was just wondering if you had any advice about how to make yourself feel like a bad bitch again when you feel ugly and you are insecure. If there's anything that you do to bounce back when you're not feeling yourself that preferably doesn't involve having sex with somebody, because I'm celibate for now. So, but I've gotten a lot of like validation and like reassurance of my hotness through my body in a lot of ways, and I'm just like not where I'm at right now. So I'm looking for other ways I can get in touch with my essence. So if you have any tips or just want to ramble in response, that's cool too.
See, y'all know me so well because you know that that's pretty much it. Like, I'll like take a call and then I just start rambling, and it's half the time I'm not even actually answering the fucking question. But that's a good question. I really like that. So I feel like, and that's the thing, it doesn't always have to be like sexual. Like people don't. I am not a firm believer in like, oh, if you like, I don't feel good about myself, let me go have sex with somebody. Like, I feel like that is not, girl, we're missing the point here. We're missing the point here. And I'm not saying like don't do it, but I don't think that that's like maybe the number one thing that we should be trying to do. Because again, you're kind of just like searching for that validation from other people. And I feel like, and I've said it once and I've said it a million fucking times. Once you really don't care about what other people have to say, it's so freeing. It is so freeing. It's so freeing. So I feel like once you're able to kind of like give yourself that validation. Miso, what are you doing? Hey. Sorry, he looks like he's chewing a wire. Hey, Miso. Man, that boy don't give a fuck. That boy do not listen to me. Once you're able to like kind of give yourself that validation, I feel like, you know, when I'm not feeling so good, I usually will go buy myself something, and it doesn't even have to be something nice. I'll go thrifting. Just you know, the art of finding like a nice cute top for a steal, you know? Or like just finding something cute and that I'm like, oh, I could make this into a little outfit or whatever. Like, it doesn't even have to be like, bitch, go buy yourself a fucking Louis Vuitton. Like, no, I'm not saying that. Like, you could literally just go thrifting, find something cute. I like to go to flea markets on the weekends by myself. That always makes me feel good about myself. And like in return, like I do be feeling sexy going to the flea market by myself. Yes, I do. Going to the flea market and then maybe going to fucking Trader Joe's after, and then I buy myself like some fresh roses, like some cute little pink roses, because I can't have a lot of other flowers because the cats will fucking eat them. You already know Miso tried to eat the goddamn what were they, the tulips or something one time, and he almost died. Well, he didn't almost die, but I thought he was gonna die. He literally, nothing happened to him. I was paranoid that something was gonna happen to him. He probably, maybe he lost a few brain cells or something, that because he's literally chewing on a wire. Hey, you stop that now. I'm serious. Get down. He's just staring at me. He doesn't care. But you know, buying yourself flowers, you know, thrifting, just things like that, like taking the time to yourself to like go do things that you like to do. And just maybe like doing your makeup, like taking like doing your makeup really nice one day, even if you're like not doing anything like in particular, like just like do your makeup really pretty. Even, you know, that doesn't have to be because not everyone wears makeup, but I don't know, do something for yourself, like go get a facial, go like just do shit for yourself. Like anything that you are like technically invested, like the money is like going into you. And in your mental health and or your physical appearance, or something that like the money is being invested into yourself. And again, it doesn't have to be something as expensive as like a facial, or if you can't afford a facial, bitch, go to CVS, get yourself a cute little sheet mask and do a little spa day at home. Like, it doesn't even have to be on some crazy shit. Like, there's so many things that you can do. I really feel like prioritizing you is what's important, instead of like searching for that in other people, because at the end of the day, you're gonna kind of you're kind of gonna get let down if you're searching for that in other people, and then they're not kind of giving you what you feel that you need. You're kind of, you know, you kind of are left still feeling like empty. But hey, babe, you gotta realize you gotta fill up the cup yourself, not with what other people are fucking telling you, because guess what, if those people are taken away from your life, or then you're back to empty cup again. But hey, if you fill it up yourself, girl, you're always gonna have a tall glass of water. How about that? So yeah, I'm a firm believer in that. I hope that helped a little bit. I don't really fucking know. Anyway, let's take another call, shall we? 1 second here. Sorry, that's a little loud every time I pick that up. Vanilla's Villa, how can I help you?
Hey Vanilla, I'm just watching the podcast and it reminded me of when I dated a mama's boy in high school. On top of this boy being the killer, which we won't get into, his mother hated my guts. Hated my 15-year-old guts, mind you. Okay, I was 15, very shy, very quiet. That's just how I am. If you don't talk to me, I don't have anything to say, so fucking sue me. But she thought I was rude. She thought I had an attitude. Whatever. Fuck you, bitch. So, I was not raised to be a mooch. When somebody offers me food, I usually just decline just because that's how my brain works. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want your food. Fuck off. So she didn't like that. Whenever she offered me food, I would decline because that's just my first instinct. Whatever. So one day, I'm standing there after school. I'm on the corner waiting for the bus or whatever. This bitch pulls up, screeching tires, rolls the window down, and goes, "Do you want a peach?" She's holding out a peach. Not, "Hi, hello, how are you? Do you want a ride?" "Do you want a peach?" And I'm like, "No, thanks." Because what the fuck? She looks at my boyfriend and goes, "See?" And speeds off. Hello? Like, I'm fucking scared. Anyway, I hope she's dead now. I fucking hated that bitch. Love you.
Oh my God. Okay. Wow. That is that is a story for sure. Okay, so that's okay. Here's my thing. I was not really like my mom never was like, if you go to someone's house and they offer you food, you have to say yes. You know what I mean? But she also was like, don't take food from anyone. So it was just kind of one of those things where like I never really like I wasn't like a super shy. Okay, and here goes Miso playing with his damn sushi toy, the loudest toy that he owns. Thank you so much for that. And here he comes. He's bringing it to me. Great. Okay, he just dropped it in front of me. Okay, maybe we could play with that later. Does that sound like a fun thing? Maybe in like 20 minutes? Okay. Sorry if you hear a little bit of jingling in the back. That's him. So, it was one of those things where like but I did feel like I had to eat people's food. Like you kind of feel like that though. You know what I mean? Like especially some people you can tell. Like if you say no, they're like, it's like the devil is like awoken inside of them. They're like, you don't want to eat my food. And they take it very offensively. I also feel like it depends on like where your family is from. Because in a lot of cultures, like that is offensive. Like if you don't eat their food, or it really just it depends. Everyone's family is different, but my family was not really like that. Like if I had people over and like whatever, my mom would not fucking trip if like someone wasn't hungry. Like you know what I mean. So I do think that is a little weird, and especially if you were like nice about it and you were just like, oh no, thank you, like you just never wanted to eat. Like, but to think that now your son's 15-year-old girlfriend has a fucking secret vendetta against you because she doesn't want to eat the food that you're offering her and she's a little shy. Like, Miso. Like, bitch, we're 15. Literally, I'm 15 years old. Like, what do you fucking want from me? I was shy as fuck too with my fucking boyfriend's moms in high school too. Like that's just it's how it is. You get fucking nervous. So yeah, I don't think you're bugging. I really just think it's just one of those things that everyone grows up different. But I definitely have felt the pressure to eat food at people's house before, knowing damn well that I'm like, man, I do not like this shit, or whatever. And so that is kind of an awkward feeling. That definitely is an awkward feeling, and a very awkward predicament to be put in for sure. Especially if it's like a dinner and everyone's sitting down together, like that's the fucking worst. That's the fucking worst. And then if someone's like, "Oh, what, you don't like my green beans or something?" and you're like, "No, I'm just not hungry." Like that's fucking awkward. But if it's a passing by thing, like, "Oh yeah, do you want the?" Like, "Oh no, I'm okay." Like, no, I don't know. And again, like some people, like you said, the way you grew up, you take it as like, "Oh, I'm being a mooch." Like I'm being a mooch, even though you're not. You know what I mean? But that's like kind of how you were conditioned to think. Whatever. So you think you're doing the respectful thing in your mind, and then she thinks you're being disrespectful. It's just everyone has their different opinion on that. But I think that's a pretty funny, silly story because we were talking about Mama's Boys last week. Um, so hold on, wait. This one, Miso. What? Hello, hi. I see you. Sorry, I had to reload the page. Okay, and we have one more. Give me this. Vanilla's Villa. How can I help you?
Hey Vanilla, love, love, love your videos. Love you so much. I've seen you speak about your struggles with anxiety and how it affects your daily life. I also struggle with anxiety, and I've gotten to the point in my life where it's kind of taking a toll on me. I have a goal to become a tattoo artist, and my anxiety has definitely stopped me from getting that ball rolling. The typical thoughts of like, am I even good enough? Will I ever get hired doing this? And I guess I'm just trying to see or ask, like, what do you do for yourself to ignore those anxious thoughts and like push yourself against it? Because I'm kind of stuck in my 9 to 5, and time is running out. I'm getting older, and I don't want to waste what could have been because of my anxiety. But yeah, again, love you so much, and thank you for taking my call. Bye.
I love that. I love that. Okay. So that's the thing. My anxiety is very strange in the sense that it is not, don't get me wrong, sometimes it is me beating myself up about being anxious and stuff, and beating myself up about like, oh, Miso, stop. He's biting the friggin' microphone thing now. Stop. Why are we biting everything right now? What is wrong with you? Go run around. Please. Can you even see him? I don't even know if he's in the frame, but he's literally just sitting here biting the corner of the this thing I have my microphone plugged into. So, it's like mostly my anxiety is me like beating myself up about being anxious in general, but I'm not someone who is really anxious about like the future of like my career, or like even when I was in high school and my anxiety had like just kind of started, I was never really like worried about like my future and like making money and like how I was going to do that. For some reason, always in the back of my mind, I knew that I would be like that would be fine and that would be taken care of. I had this weird like sense that I did not need to worry about that for whatever fucking reason. I don't know. But I definitely, I have my thoughts where I'm like, am I doing enough? Am I doing, and it's kind of just like the what if, what if, what if. And something that my therapist told me is like, if you trust in the bad thoughts so much, like not me as a person, but just like people that are anxious as well. Like if you have so much faith and so much trust in the negative bad thoughts, and there's also the positive outcome and the positive like, good thing, both of these things have the same probability of happening. So why do you trust in the bad one so much? You know what I mean? Why do you trust the one that's like, the sad, depressing version? Both of them have the same outcome of happening. And honestly, the good one probably has a higher outcome of happening. You know what I mean? Like, you don't always have to go to like, what if this happened in like the worst case scenario? That's kind of what I do a lot of. What is, there's a word for it. Cash says it all the time. What's the fucking word? I can't think of it, but Cash says it all the time. Where you kind of, you resort to the worst case scenario. It'll hit me, but yeah, that's literally like, that's not the case. Like when you think of a worst case scenario thing, you kind of have to do the opposite and think of the literal best case scenario. Like, okay, this is the worst case scenario and I'm replaying the worst case scenario over in my head a million times. Let's think about, okay, what is the actual best case scenario? Like, and put as much effort into the best case scenario as you put into the worst case scenario. Like, don't, like, if your worst case scenario is like, I'm gonna fail and everything's gonna fucking go to shit and my family's gonna not love me, and like, if it's that bad of a bad case scenario, the good case scenario can't be like, oh, I'll get a job and I'll be happy. No, bitch, it has to be like, I'm gonna have the job of my fucking dreams, and you have to put that same amount of, you know what I mean, energy that you're putting into the bad thought into the good thought. You know what I mean? My therapist taught me that, and I fuck with that, man. I fuck with that. So a lot of it is just about like reframing your thoughts and learning to trust in the good thoughts, because at the end of the day, like, bitch, no one knows what the fuck is going to happen. So why am I believing that this horrible bad thing is going to happen? Like, for what? Literally for what? And you just have to seriously trust and believe that like you are good enough and you can do that. And the thing with tattooing is that it's like a perfect example of like something that you get better at as you go. You know what I mean? A lot of people that I know that are tattoo artists, their first tattoos, they're like, woof. You know what I mean? They look back at some of their first tattoos, and that's like a part of the process. If everyone was absolutely amazing and like 100% their best at what they did when they first started, you wouldn't even like be able to like go through the process of like realizing like, oh, okay, you know, this is, I could do this better and this gets better, and like it gets better over time. Like if you just started something and you were already like right there, you wouldn't even like realize like, oh shit, like I'm actually like working. And then don't get me wrong, there's like some people like Charlie Puth and his fucking perfect pitch, like that's just some shit you're born with. Like there's some shit that like some people got and other people's don't as far as stuff like that. But it's literally a part of it is a part of the process. Like you're going to get better as you go along, like no matter what. The more you do something, the more that you're going to get better at it. Like that's just how it is. And with tattooing, you know, you start with your sketches, and then you start with, you know, you tattoo on the fake skin, and then eventually you start tattooing on real people and shit, and then like you just go from there. Literally, like it's one of those things, and you kind of like work for yourself essentially. I don't know where you live, but the tattoo culture, and we literally talked about this in the beginning of the episode, the tattoo culture has changed so much. It's not like it used to be like a earn your stripes ass kind of thing. Like I feel like back in the day, and people would like gatekeep shit. And first of all, they would be like, you have to be tatted head to fucking toe to even think about becoming a tattoo artist. That's kind of like, all of that is kind of like dying down. Like, yeah, I mean, a lot of my tattoo artists are tatted, not necessarily literally blasted from fucking head to toe, but they have like some tattoos and shit. But that whole narrative of like, you know what I mean? Like you have to have a face tattoo and a neck tattoo and your hands blasted to be a tattoo. Like it's really not like there's so much like, girl, you can fucking do it. You can do it. I'm just trying to convince you that you can do it. And you said like, oh, time's running out. Like, girl, time is never running out. Time is literally never running out. Bitch, like you got to think about like all these stories about all these famous people that like didn't even get successful until like their 30s. You know what I mean? Like, girl, time is never running out. So don't say that. Don't say that, queen. Don't say that, queen. I also say that too about like me and the shit that I'm doing now. Granted, it's like on like a, you know, a little bit of an upward thing right now, but I feel like if I were to have done like what I'm doing now when I was like 24, like I just wouldn't have taken it as serious, or like, you know what I mean? I would have ended up in like one of those like TikTok clout houses, and then like I would have been like a irrelevant influencer. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the timing of everything works out for a reason. You know what I mean? Kind of a thing. So like, cause I did have some videos that went viral back in like fucking, I don't know, 2019 maybe, and they were so stupid, but cringy, and you know, and everyone's videos from back then were cringy. That's just how TikTok was. But if I had like, you know, taken it seriously at that time, I feel like my it just would have been so cringy to look back on, you know what I mean? So that's why, you know, I'm doing this shit, I'm doing the streaming, and I'm just kind of like taking it for what it is. And I truly believe in my heart of hearts, like everything's going to work out. Sorry, Miso is he jumped on the bed, so the camera's like shaking now. And, you know, I believe in my heart of hearts that everything is going to be fine, and you should believe that everything is going to be fine too. And don't be mean to yourself, please. Sorry, I just ran it on for so long about that. But I hope that resonates with everyone. Seriously, whatever you want to do, I don't want you to feel like your dreams are out of reach or too big or too unachievable, because I promise you, and this is so corny, you could do anything you put your mind to. I quite literally promise you can. Like, I'm such a fucking firm believer in like delusion and believing something. Like if you really fucking think about something every day and you see yourself living that life and you envision yourself doing the things that you're doing, babe, it's gonna fucking happen. Like, it is actually still crazy to me. And don't get me wrong, I might have to go back to the strip club one day. I'm not saying I'm never going to go back to the strip club. I have not been to the strip club in like probably a little over 2 months. This is what I dreamed about. Like, you guys got to understand, this is quite literally what I dreamed about, being able to do shit like this full time. You know what I mean? And am I making enough money to go fucking buy a Lambo tomorrow? No. But am I making enough money to sustain myself living in fucking LA, which is expensive? Yes, which is fucking cool. And some months are better than others. It depends on, like, you know, if I post a TikTok that goes viral that's over a minute long and I get paid from that or whatever, like shit like that. But all of it, like, as a collective, is such a fucking blessing. Like, I do not think y'all understand. It is such a fucking blessing. But anyway, love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Merch is going to be shipped out soon this week. I'm gonna go pack it later today. And I love you. Thank you for watching. See you later.